Go ahead, man. Get back on the soapbox. Where were you going with that?
Well, welcome back. We're down here at the bar.
He's going off on a tangent, and I'm like, dude, this is too good.
We gotta put the camera on here. So We're down here for the Sweet 16 battle of 2023, and we are down to the finals for each one of our brackets. So just a little quick recap is we each have our individual Sweet 16 bracket. Okay. So as you can see, the bottles in front of us in the finals for me is the batch 18 of the Stag, and then the Knob Tin Woodsman, which is a store pick from a store that doesn't exist anymore. Mm-hmm. And then Ben has the Rare Breed, just standard old on the shelf Rare Breed, versus the Ryan's Wine and Spirits out of Canandaigua, store pick. Mm-hmm. So from this, we're going to go on to the final.
The finals,
the winner circle final of one of two of these against each other.
Yep. Which at the end of this episode, you'll know which is which.
Exactly.
So, just a quick little recap to kind of paint the trail for Keith's Knob Tin Woodsman's. First round knocked off the Lost Monarch. Second round knocked out Rare Breed. Third round knocked out Cooper's, and here it is sitting in Keith's final. And then for his Stag, knocked off the 1792 12-year.
Which was a good bottle.
Very good one. And then knocked off one of my finalists. Actually, in the second round, Keith's finalists knocked off both of my finalists.
Yeah, which is funny.
The Stag knocked off the Knob Ryans for him. And then just recently, the Stag knocked off the Rochester Whiskey for Russell's pick.
Yeah.
Bringing the Stag 18 to go against the Knob Tin Woodsman's in Keith's final.
Yeah, so for Ben, the Rare Breed killed off the Cooper's 100. Which we thought might get into the finals because that was so good. And then the second round, the Rare Breed for Ben took out the Lost Monarch from Redwood. And then the Rare Breed took out in the first round the Blade and Bow for Ben. Mm-hmm. The Knob Ryan, last round, took out the good old Southern Star that really made it a lot farther than I thought it was going to.
I did like that bottle, and that one had a second chance.
It did have a second chance because we had a rough audio recording, but so before taking out the Southern Star, it took out this batch 18 Stag for Ben. So I was really surprised by that. Is what it is, and then for the first round, the Knob Ryan store pick took out the Evan Bibb, so the Evan Williams bottled in bond. So
good old $20 bottle.
That's where these came from, who they beat, where we're at now. So I'm pretty excited to move into the finals here.
Yeah, so we have two Knob store picks, which is what Keith was saying before we started recording, that like we say with this, and there's a whole stack of them over there.
There's a lot of them
on the unopened shelf. If you see a Knob store pick, they are worth grabbing for $60. Yeah, so they're always good, and they're always similar and familiar, but different. If that makes sense.
So they go along the same nose and they go along the same palate, but they do have uniqueness in each bottle. What's really cool that I like about this, so as we're shooting this, the previous weekend, Ben and I went up to, let's call it East Rochester, Pittsford area, and we went to 5 different stores. Mm-hmm. And 3 of the stores had store picks, and 2 of them have Knob store picks, and they're $60. Mm-hmm. They're not allocated, and we go up there and there's cases of it. Mm-hmm. You go onto Ryan's and there's cases of this, and they're $60. They're not hard to get. Yeah. You can walk into the store and buy it for $60. It's right there, and you can take it home and you can enjoy it and know it's going to be a good bottle. That's what I love about the Knob store pick. What's unique about this too, I just thought about it, is we have 131 proof versus 120, and 116 versus 120. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of interesting in our final matchup here for ourselves.
Everything's basically a barrel proof.
Yeah, they're all in that higher proof. We're not getting anything wild like extremes of low and high proof.
Yep. Which I think that was part of the mismatch earlier on.
Right.
It didn't push stuff through.
Right.
And we kind of like a little bit proofier stuff because of the depth and complexity it'll carry with it.
Yeah.
But again, dude, a lot of these, the Stag might be a little hard to come by, but a store pick, you can find that every day. And anybody that carries a decent amount of turkey stock is going to have one of these guys. This is probably my most bought bottle ever. I mean,
yeah,
this is kind of my bottle that started it all, and it's still just been a phenomenal staple.
It's a staple. It's one again. And it's the same price range as a knob store pick. And like, if I'm gonna take a buddy to a store and say, "Hey, what's your budget?" Oh, it's $60. These are honestly, these are 2 bottles that I'm gonna recommend.
100%.
You know, like I took my coworker into Ryan's the other day. This is like a couple months ago, and I said, "You got $60? Either buy this or this." And the 2 bottles were the Knob Ryan's or the Rare Breed, and he picked the Rare Breed, and he loved it. Took it home, opened it that night, and loved it.
Yep. So actually, I've been drinking Rare Breed long enough. I've seen 4 different labels for Rare Breed.
That's really cool.
So, yeah, it's something that's really cool. And they just came out with the 4th one that I just got a bottle of the other day from Ryan's because I haven't seen the new label.
Oh, I haven't either.
And Ryan's
What
had
is it?
Ryan's had it. So I bought one.
I didn't even know there was a new one. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yep. So
red, that's
again,
really pretty.
I guess through the ages,
That's
I don't have
the new Rare Breed label.
I don't have the middle one, but this is the original one when I first really started drinking
Wow.
Rare Breed. This is the 112.8 label.
So you can see the bottles are way different.
Bottle
the
shape
shoulder's
changed. Yep. A little
way
bit.
different.
A couple different things.
That's really cool.
So kind of similar shape. This one had the nice wild turkey embellishment on the front. This is my 1 bottle signed by Jimmy Russell, which I'm amazed that I haven't killed this thing.
We were supposed to take a sip out of that. Remember?
Because we killed.
No. Yeah. Right.
That'll be our treat for you guys for the Christmas Eve final.
Oh, nice.
We'll drink one of these. We'll throw this.
He's thinking about it.
We'll throw some of this into a glass and compare it with the 2.
Yeah, we could do a winner versus that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But actually, I just set that one up the other day, so that one.
oh, nice. That looks sweet. Cool. All right. So, where's your jigger?
The jigger?
Yeah. Where'd you put your jigger?
Jigger's right over here.
Did you guys know this thing was called a jigger? Because I did not know this was called a jigger.
It's a jigger.
You got a big
Make
end
sure
jigger and a small end jigger.
Make sure you enunciate your words right. You want to pour first or you want me to pour first?
You can pour first. I poured first last time.
Okay.
Just make sure you
We'll do
keep
that.
A on the left and B on the right.
Sure. I just
Because
won't
if
tell you
you-
which bottle's which.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay.
I can handle that.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I'm going to try out this couch. I haven't tried this one out. Oh, yep. I'm going to take a nap here. Whew.
So basically, needless to say, we're going to be pouring up our 12 Whiskeys of Christmas, our Secret Santa one for the Rochester Whiskey Enthusiast pick. And probably, I would say, at least 3 of these, probably all 4 of these, will be in our sample somewhere for our Secret Santas. Don't you think so, Keith?
I'm sorry. I was reading an email.
No, you're good.
What'd you say?
I was saying that all these bottles will probably make it into our Secret Santa's 12 Whiskeys of Christmas
I would think
with the
so.
Rochester Whiskey Enthusiasts.
Yeah, I would think so because they're just that good for us.
Gotta share them, dude. Unfortunately, it's sad to see these bottles go. A couple of them that were in this are gone now. So, we'll see. But yeah. I don't know, dude. I could see any one of these, like, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. All right, we'll give them both a shake. Keith, come back over.
Don't let me forget to shake yours.
I just gave it the old, like I said, the weeble swirl.
The little weeble wobble.
You got it.
Okay. And again, I got to write this down. Where'd you put my pen? No, crap. Oh, you got some buffalo water.
This isn't buffalo water.
Oh, I thought that was buffalo
This is
water.
that empty one that I gotta
Gotcha.
gotta use as my strainer bottle.
Ben
for the
stole my
snickerdoodle.
pen. All right. So he's not watching anymore.
Oh,
This one is going to be A. Did you clean out the jigger?
I did.
Thank you, sir. Trying to be quiet on the cork pop so we can't distinguish the 2.
I don't care. I can't pick that out.
Come on.
Dude, you don't know. Cork pops are different.
Did you
every
clean your
time.
glasses out?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Just
wiped
want to
mine
make
off.
sure. No contamination in the finals here,
No.
So again, this is Ben's A. No, I didn't. I gotta get some shop towels here. Clean the jigger out.
White shop towels.
Yeah, not as good as blue shop towels,
Nope.
but they do the job.
Nope.
And this will be Ben's B. I'm pretty excited for this one for Ben because I think both of these are one of his favorites as far as like everydays. So
I haven't been able to,
you know, it'll be interesting to see what comes out here. This is going to be a fun one. Looking forward to seeing the results of this one. All right. Now I got to shake the bottles up so he doesn't know.
Give him an old shake. All right. So.
And then we got more buffalo water.
Yeah, there's a little bit of buffalo water.
Nice.
All righty.
So again, I'm just going to go left to right, A to B.
Mm-hmm. Go A first. Why not?
The only thing I was just thinking about.
Smells so sweet.
You know what?
Smells
I don't know
really
how
nice.
fair this is.
Why?
Because we did just shoot the other one before this, and I'm just being transparent here. So we both have recently, or I have had the stag in the previous video, and you had the knob. So
in the last half hour. Yep.
I hope that we don't remember what's what, and that creates a predisposition.
Well, and I think you can also, I'm going to actually smell both of these before I taste them. I think you can also pick up similarities, but when you start tasting other stuff back to back with them too, they change a little bit.
Okay.
I've noticed that when I've done blinds.
I would agree with that. They do change. And it's just like we say, you bring me back in an hour, 2 hours, they might flip-flop.
Let these sit for 10 more minutes,
right?
Rather than just a fresh pour out of the bottle.
So what's funny with me too is before I smell it, I don't know why, but I always swirl the glass.
Get a little bit of stuff up on the edges.
Always swirl. So I have my glass A here. It smells absolutely incredible.
Yeah, this smells confectionery, like delicious.
This smells like pure, sweet
this
vanilla.
The deep vanilla. That's got vanilla caramely on the B glass.
When you talk about traditional bourbon smell, if I had to define it, it would be that glass right there. Just smell that.
You're going to make me contaminate my nose here?
Yes, I am. I'm cheating.
Yeah.
How good is that?
Depth. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I got to taste this one. Oh,
just
no, we're going to smell both?
Just think I knocked both of those out.
Yeah, I don't know how Ben knocked
I don't know how you knocked both of these out, dude. So,
see, I get a lot more nose on this Class A. Oh, man. Whew. So this one I get more barrel. Like right initial. Yeah, I get like right off the initial palate. I get a little bit of barrel, a little bit of sweet.
Dude, this was just delicious, like a deep brown sugary deliciousness.
That, I really like the little bit of the woodiness in it. It's not just straight proof. It's not just straight sweetness. It does have a little bit of complexity in that sweetness versus the barrel char. The little, like just a tinge of woodiness, that oakiness. Whew. I'm going to do water in between these just so I can kind of cleanse the palate.
Both of those, dude, are 8.5s. Pluses, knocking on the 9 door. Easily. Phenomenal, dude. Like, when we say, like, that you should buy a knob store pick.
Just do
it. You know, any of those. We haven't had a bad one, dude.
No.
I mean, I have 4 of them open right now, I think.
Okay.
And another 2 or 3 over there that I bought just because of the track record with them. Like, they don't miss.
Yep, so we just went up to Pinnacle.
They do not miss.
We went up to Pinnacle in Pittsford, just north of Pittsford Plaza. And they had a store pick, which I was surprised to see.
They only had a handful of those left.
They had 3. So they had 3 on a barrel. You bought one of them. And then there were 5 more on the shelf.
Okay.
And who knows
they
what
might
they
have
had.
some cases in the back.
Who knows what they had? But while we were there on Saturday, they did. And what were they? They were around the $60, right?
I think it was 57. I think they were on sale for $57.99.
Yeah, which smoking good deal. Just
if they're around the 60 price point, even if they're 65, dude. There's other $65 bottles that I would not put over that any day.
Mm-hmm. There are
which actually in our final we can talk about that too, because we'll know what we're drinking, even though it'll be blind.
Yeah,
what we're pouring in each glass, but we can talk about some of our disappointing ones we've had this year, because it'll be our Christmas Eve special.
And there are quite a few.
We might even have to bust out Santa hats.
I will
rock for the Christmas Eve final.
You get me a Santa hat, I will wear it.
I might even put some little lights on the little tree. I mean, it's nice. It's a nice little setup, dude.
It's really nice.
With the Uncle Eddie snowman.
Yeah, I mean, at your last live, I was like, man, the snowman looks cool. The tree looks cool.
Yeah, we might keep it up.
Went all out.
Might keep it up till July, or bust it back out in July.
All right, I got to be honest. These are so freaking close. The last matchup, I said that the Knob Tin Woodsman was like 8.5. Or excuse me, the Stag was an 8.5. But the more I enjoy them and the more I think about it and kind of analyze the flavors and the smell, these are damn near pushing 9.
Oh, dude, they're north of 8.5 easily. I mean, both of mine, and even both of those, I'd probably put in that same category. Like we were saying, the ones that are in each other's finals were the only ones that knocked off those other ones. You know what I mean?
So it's hard. It's really hard for me to give a bottle a 9, 9.5.
Your Stag and your Tin Woodsman's both knocked off my Rare Breed and the Knobs Ryans in the second round.
Yeah.
So literally,
that's flip-flop.
Ours knocked each other out.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, it's all about your palate and what you like, the day. But listen, that's what's really cool about bourbon, though, is there's so many different distilleries, there's so many different bottles, there's so many different proofs.
Everybody's palate's different.
Yeah, that you get that the possibility of finding your path, your bourbon path, and figuring out. We were just talking to a fellow Rochester whiskey enthusiast on Saturday about that. About getting your palate and then going down that road of what bottles are going to be up your alley and what they're not, and what's going to be worth spending money on. Because let's face it, if you're going to collect, you're going to be investing in bottles. So it would behoove you to figure your palate out and go.
Yeah, especially if you have a drinking collection. You know what I mean? Versus a collecting.
Right. So I want to talk about that too. I said to Ben the other day, I watched a TikTok and it was, hey, are you a whiskey drinker or are you a whiskey taster, right? So for me personally, the enjoyment I get out of it is I'm a whiskey taster, right? Because like anyone can go and buy a Corona, a Blue Light, a Busch Light, and just slam it, get drunk, and that's the purpose. Or go buy a $20 bottle of Mellow Corn, get hammered.
Or buy a handle of BV or whatever you're drinking.
And nothing. Hey, if that's what you want to do, it's your life, your choice. But I get the enjoyment out of doing the blinds. I get the enjoyment out of doing this,
picking them apart.
Yeah, and just learning new things. That's where I get the enjoyment out of it.
Dude, I could probably flip a coin on this.
If you want to flip a coin, we could.
I got nothing against either of these bottles. I could just flip a coin on them.
For you, I really hope the Rare Breed wins just to have a turkey in the final. Man. I think I know which one's which. But again, the nose on this. So here's a question for you. When you're making a decision, when you're doing a blind, do you weight the nose and the palate differently, or do you give them even weight, or how does that work for you?
Palate always wins.
Palate always wins. Okay.
The nose can be off-putting. The nose can be better, and I've said that in some of these ones matchups-wise, that the nose is better on this glass versus that glass. But at the end of the day, I'm not drinking it with my nose.
But you are.
Well, yeah. So there is some of that, but that's a good point too. So a lot of the nose transfers.
Right.
And sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes that's off-putting because it doesn't match what you already think that bottle is.
Right. So scientifically speaking, 75% of taste is through smell. So the interesting bottles are where the nose is off-putting, but the palate's great. which is weird, right?
Mhm.
So there's got to be something in that
Yep.
that's throwing your nose off.
Yep.
You got a winner?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
A.
A is your winner.
And it's turkey.
I don't remember which is which.
A and it's turkey.
Sir,
Am I wrong?
you are wrong.
Hey, it's a good bottle, dude.
So for Ben, the
Knob
Knob
one.
Ryan.
Dude, it came off so much more balanced. That's the only knock I would give the turkey, as it came off a little bit sharper. And typically wrong tube.
I think that's a stag.
So usually that turkey, especially once it's been opened up a little bit, that comes off a lot easier coasting to me.
Yeah.
Especially the rare breed. It's not like 101. 101 does come off still a little sharp to me. I just figured that glass one was going to be the knob. That's interesting, dude.
So this is a prime example of why blinds are cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Is he thought he thought the rare breed is winner, but it was not.
Mm-hmm.
And I just drank bourbon down the wrong tube. Don't ever do it. Oh. That's a terrible life experience to do that.
It just comes off a little sharper tonight. A little sharper than I would remember. But that just goes to show you that pick is a good pick.
Right.
And that's what I say to folks, all the time is if you're going to have a pour and you can't decide what to pour a couple things that night. And I'm not saying pour 3-ounce pours. I'm saying pour half ounce or something like that.
Yeah.
And taste a couple and put on little stickers if you want to do stickers. I have little garage sale stickers down here we put on the bottom of glasses sometimes for colors. We have the lettered up ones, But yeah, the turkey just came off a little bit sharper and not quite as really even going balanced. And like this one, like I said in the last matchup, this one just had that nice rolly finish, dude, that just it complements everything about it. And I'm probably gonna have to pick up a backup bottle of that, dude. That one could be an easy Christmas gift for somebody to get to me. You already got me Christmas presents.
Oh crap! Yeah, but I think you got me more Christmas gifts than I got you Christmas gifts.
It's not a contest.
Oh, okay. So for me, clear winner, Glass A. I like the nose on that better.
Mm-hmm.
I get a sweet nose on that. I like the traditional bourbon flavors I get with the A, the sweetness, the little bit of barrel.
Mm-hmm.
B, it's there.
And it bit you.
Well, I just like...
That puts a little bit of that.
It does.
I'm
not going to lie. It doesn't.
Value.
But
yep.
I like the flavor of the palate better on Glass A than B.
So it's a knob final.
Knob final. Okay, so this is interesting because I knew that was knob. I just knew that was that knob. I remember.
I'm curious to put these two knobs against each other.
I remember what this tastes like.
Yep.
I mean, this is what it is, but man, this bottle just has like the most traditional bourbon flavors you can do. So for the final, we have a bottle you will never get. A Knob Tin Woodsman from a store that no longer exists. Ben, come here for a second.
I'm coming, dude. I'm trying to make room on the shelf.
Let's compare here. So this is a 2023 store pick.
They probably picked it in 22. Yep.
They picked it, but they received it in 2023.
Yep.
Right?
I bought it back in July, so they still have them in there.
So this is a Knob Tin Woodsman's. Look at the difference in the bottle.
Yeah, and some of these old ones, dude, they were saying that some of these were barrel proofers that were 10 plus years old. Most of these come out at 7, 8, 9, from my understanding, with the newer ones.
Right.
Some of these, dude, they were even saying some of these picks back then with this old label were, just so much older, dude.
So how old do you think the bottle is? Like the year that sat out on the shelf.
I think Tin Woodsman's closed in 2017. So at least 14 or 15 is when that was on the shelf, probably.
I mean, you look at.
I could ask Dave, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it closed down in 17, if I remember right.
So what I'm looking at, like we talk about this before, like the back of this knob, the current knobs are like knurled almost.
I do like that.
They're
That's
textured.
on all their offerings.
That's on all the bottles. This Tin Woodsman is very different. It's smooth,
very flasky, old school.
Yeah, this looks like a big flask.
Yep.
That's really what it looks like. So they're definitely, you can just visually see that they're different.
Mm-hmm.
So
we have a knob final.
Knob.
We say we're
final.
Well, and that's the thing though. So I mean, for other Jim Beam,
are we turkey guys?
Well, I think we are, because what other Jim Beam product do we like besides knobs?
No.
Well,
Little Book.
There's Granddad. There's Little Book. There's some
like
other
Little
stuff.
Book.
They have a very wide portfolio.
Yeah,
I would say they're probably top 2 or top 3 distillery for total number of products they put out.
And let's specify above that, it's the number of distilleries that are good.
Yeah, no, and there's a lot of good ones. Granddad Bonded's one that's really good from them. The other Knob Creek offerings, the Booker stuff, and the Little Book.
Yep.
Depending on, there's a lot of good Jim Beam product out there. It's just stuff that didn't really get into our top unless it was one of the store picks.
Yeah.
Just for an example.
Right. So I never saw this coming. I really thought that we would have Russell's
versus
in the
Rochester
final.
Whiskey.
I really thought we'd have a turkey in the final.
Turkey and a turkey.
No, not necessarily turkey, but I really thought that either Rare Breed or Russell's Reserve would make it. But hey, they made it to the finals. Mm-hmm. And again, those are ones that you can get readily available. Rare Breed and even a single barrel Russell's.
Yeah.
So,
and again, we won't keep you guys too long with this, but the Christmas Eve special, when we drop our finals, we'll put the Santa hats on. We'll talk about some of our surprising bottles this year that might not have even made it in yet, which will probably be in our next year's bracket.
Probably.
Hopefully we can keep them around long enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
No promises.
Yeah, absolutely no promises there.
Some stuff that we've had here at the end of the year that didn't make it in because of when we started filming these to try to get these all in.
We've come across some bottles that are really good since starting this.
Yeah, absolutely. Stuff that can really hang in these top 16 style brackets. And next year we're doing our own 16 bottles.
Right.
We're not doing a split bracket.
We're not doing the same bottles.
Well, some can be the same, but
right, but it's not going to be the same exact
16
for the brackets.
So, yeah. But yeah, so tune in. Christmas Eve we'll be dropping the episode
of the final.
Of the final. Our winner versus our winner, which, surprise, it's going to be a knob. It's going to be a knob that wins.
It might be. It might
or
be.
We'll just draw it. You'll pick mine and I'll pick yours, and it'll all be a wash.
I literally can't freaking wait to get the winner.
Yeah. So I think this kind of solidifies that if we can get a knob sampler for a store pick for K&M, I think we pull one. Yeah. And I think that's the way we go for a store pick.
I would really enjoy that.
Yeah. The reason that they wanted to kind of slide Woodford or one of them is because they can do that with an engraved bottle, and they wanted to engrave their store pick.
Right.
Which is really cool.
But Woodford isn't a true store pick. You get what you get.
Yeah, you give them a profile, and then they give you, what you wanted in that profile.
Yep.
You don't get to pick out of samples, or whatever.
You get what you get.
Correct.
So,
and again, we'll see how it goes. Thank you to K&M and everybody for
absolutely
all the support they give us, and we'll probably be doing. They want us to come in maybe once a month.
So January, here we come.
Yeah, January.
So maybe by the time the final comes out,
we'll have announcements.
We'll have a date or something like that
for January.
January. It'll probably be more towards mid to the end of January, I'd assume.
Yeah,
with Christmas
probably
and all the parties and everything everyone has. So
yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into this.
Thanks,
we
guys.
had a lot of fun breaking down our 16 bottle battle bracket for 2023. I think I got it all right.
I think you did. You actually did.
Yep. So Knob and Knob are going to go in the winners circle final to see what knob comes out on top. Like I said, we'll probably pick each other's one that we
probably will.
That we won.
I'll love the Ryans. You'll run the.
You knock this one out. I knock that one out. But we'll pick them for our winners. So
perfect.
I want to thank everyone for the support, checking out the channel this year. Hope you're having a good holiday season.
Yeah,
we'll see you guys on Christmas Eve for our final with the Santa hats and all that good stuff. Some laughs and some good conversation.
Yeah.
And Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate all the support. If you do like what we're doing, drop a comment down below, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it around with the friends and family. Just wholesome, good fun. Just a couple guys down here drinking and telling you what we think about what we're drinking, and then
honest reviews, honest opinions,
and blind.
Yeah, blind or double blind.
Mm-hmm.
So it really shows you how they hold up.
Yep, absolutely. And then we do the hunting content on Wednesdays typically with the live show, and then other videos as well on the channel for hunting and whiskey tips and all the other stuff along the way. So
absolutely.
Thank you guys, and we'll catch you all next time down here at the bar.
See ya.